Hi, this is Billie Beene with a flash update. Truth by Billie Beene. Today's date, October 24, 2024. Time in Texas, about 5 p.m. I wanted to give you a world update on fixing for war. So this afternoon, New York Prepper came out, and I'll link his video for you, talking about EAMs going off, emergency alert messages to our nuclear forces, believed to be practice messages, but currently we have over the U.S. 4 E-6Bs. These are the surveillance planes. We also have 4 command and control that would send orders to planes, subs, and other devices. Now, Hal Turner has come out this afternoon. Since on Tuesday, we had 35 EAMs sent, emergency alert messages. On 35 on Tuesday, the average is 10. 62 on Wednesday, and New York Prepper has recorded a lot of those during the past 24 hours. So, Hal Turner says an EAM, emergency alert message, is designed to send messages to military assets to activate orders. And they're sent shortwave using a high-frequency system, which is an alternative to SATCOM, to using satellites. And we know recently the U.S. military had one of its satellites destroyed in space. And now we have this from Hal Turner. So the EAM is sent to the plane or the sub or other locations. Then when the plane or sub or other locations receive the coded message that goes out over a certain frequency, when they receive the message, then they pull an envelope that has coded on it letters and numbers to see if the EAM being broadcast matches the set of letters and numbers on the envelope. If it does, then the envelope is opened and the order is immediately carried out. So we know that's actively going on right now. Now, Jeffrey Prather, he's former Intel chaplain, has brought out some interesting information that the U.S. Army and the Department of Homeland Security will have an exercise on November 5, Election Day, regarding a cybersecurity alert. And he's also putting out that the satellite that I reported was exploded in space on my last video, Intel 33E, belonged to the U.S. military, and that it was destroyed by a directed energy weapon. So we see something going on with the U.S. military satellites in space being blown up. Intel Sat 33E, from Hal Turner's site, and Jeffrey Prather is bringing out that it was a U.S. military satellite. The Hindustan Times is reporting, I believe that was yesterday, Lebanon hit Israel 30 times and destroyed 6 Merkava tanks, took down Israeli drones, and it's believed killed 50 IDF, Israeli Defense Force troops. So that went on yesterday. And likewise, Israel is inside Lebanon, trading rockets and bullets with Lebanon. And Lebanon also fired into Israel yesterday surface-to-air missiles. The attack yesterday lasted about 12 hours between Lebanon and Israel. From Jerusalem Post, many nations, including Germany, have suspended flights to Beirut, Lebanon, and to Tehran, Iran, until 2025. So it appears that commercial airlines, also like Delta and United, are also suspending flights to Lebanon, Israel, and Iran until 2025. So it appears that intel sources believe the interaction between Israel and Iran will last into the new year. And from Hal Turner, Russia so I reported a few days ago the U.S. military satellite was blown up in space. Now, the Russian ministry sites, their websites, have been hacked into. This happened yesterday, and they are offline, and the Russian ministry is simply postponing their updates on their website because it's been hacked into. And now we have this. Also, yesterday, Russia sank in the Black Sea. They sank 22 NATO ships. So that's going on. It's believed carrying both troops and cargo. And we have this. Airlines have received a notice of NOTAM over Israel and Iran. Some of the airlines stopping flights: Turkey Air, Pegasus, Emirates, Lufthansa, Qatar, plus U.S. commercial planes, have been suspended to Israel, Lebanon, and Iran until 2025. And now we have this. Through the eyes of ANIA K from Poland. This happened yesterday. Poland expelled the Russian diplomats and have effectively closed the Russian embassy in Poland. And we saw about 2 days ago that Israel flew to Moscow and closed its embassy there. So Israel closes its embassy in Moscow. And yesterday, Poland expelled Russian diplomats, and in effect, the Russian embassy in Poland is now closed. These are the actions that nations take just before they go to war. So that's going on. And now we have this. BORZZILMAN. Ukraine, there's inside Ukraine, apparently Ukrainian citizens and citizen militias have organized a resistance force inside Ukraine. And yesterday, this group rose up inside Ukraine and took down, neutralized both NATO and Ukraine officers in Kramatorsk. Russia surrounds Siladova. So we see a resistance force now in Ukraine of citizens and militias rising up against both NATO and the Ukraine military. Also, we're hearing rumors that the Ukraine military group, Azov, is now actively surrendering to the Russians. And what we have going on in China yesterday was China positioning 3 carrier strike groups, one near Shanghai, one in the Straits of Taiwan, one in the South China Sea. Now, my take on all of this is that when all of this scenario goes hot, Israel and the U.S. Attack Iran, I believe at that point that Russia will use the 150,000 troops it recently brought into Ukraine. And possibly we're hearing that North Koreans, now it is being corroborated that there are 2,300 North Korean special forces inside Russia. That's being corroborated by Russian military and the Pentagon. We're hearing that some 10 to 15,000 North Korean troops are supposed to be going into Russia and act in some type of military role. But my take is when the U.S. and Israel versus Iran goes hot, that Russia will go much hotter inside Ukraine, and that China will then move to take Taiwan, and it's being predicted by some, also the Philippines, and even including the island of Guam, where the U.S. actively has military. So I'll link a New York Preppers video. You can hear the EAMs that are going out. And we're having that corroborated by Hal Turner, that it's an unusually high number of EAMs going out to our nuclear forces. It's good to be in prayer for America, the U.S. military, and world peace. I love you, and I'll see you soon.